Hello, beloved, and welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. Today is our final entry for the month of December, where our focus was on hurt, healing hurt, releasing hurt, and everything surrounding just our wellness when it comes to that emotion. On today, we're going to learn about inner healing and what that means. So inner healing is a type of strategy where you're focusing on your soul. As we spoke about last week and many times before, our bodies are composed of a physical body, of your soul, which is your mind, your will, and your emotion, and also your spiritual being. So if you've read prior blogs, you understand the breakdown of that and why our souls are so important, because again, it's made up of three components in itself. So let's look at our mind. Things that we think, things that we process. When you look at your will, it's your drive. What's forcing me, or what's the force behind me wanting to do right or wrong? And then your emotional side, which deals with your heart. So when you deal with some type of trauma, that's the emotional component, where our heart just agonizes and we feel it in the pit of our stomach. And sometimes those traumas, if we bury it and ignore it, we think they go away, but again, they manifest later when it's triggered by something. So that's the purpose of inner healing. Those of us who have buried it, sometimes we ignore it so much so when things seem to cycle back around, it could be a particular date, it could be maybe a family member, it could be something that's triggering us and reminding us of that hurt or that emotion that was buried. So at times, if we've buried it so much so, we don't know why we're emotional when we think of an instance where something happened that really bruised our hearts. So here comes the purpose of why we need inner healing. To unpack that thing that has been buried so much so, in order to allow God to show us the truth in that matter, that He may heal us wholly. One thing to point out when it comes to an inner healing session is you are partnering with Holy Spirit, because He knows all. So even though we've buried it or we've forgotten it, Holy Spirit will bring it up in order for us to be healed in that area. So a quick testimony, when I did my inner healing session, there was some animosity that I had towards a family member, and I could never really put my finger on it. It was always dismissed as, oh, that's just how this family member is, and it is what it is. But in actuality, it's something that this family member said when I was a child that stuck with me. Even though I couldn't recall because I was a child, it was still the words that were spoken over me. And those words have power. As we know, the power of life and death lies in the tongue. So whatever was spoken, and it could have been spoken from a hurt place or a jealous place, I don't really know because I was a child, but those words that were spoken over me did something to my heart to where this animosity was there and I could never put my finger on it. So here I am in my inner healing session, and the truth of the matter came out, where I was truly able to forgive. And through that forgiveness, healing entered. So if it's something that you're dealing with, if it's a memory that keeps kind of coming back, or a song that's played that brings you back to a place that wasn't so pleasant, I encourage you to seek inner healing, because then you're able to unfold what the truth of the matter is, to be totally set free. Because like I've said, this year is a year of healing and growth. And with growth, sometimes it's not a comfortable place, but it's a necessary place. Thank you all for rocking with me throughout this year. I look forward to what next year holds. Happy holidays, and take care of yourself.